Sharon Durbin Graves, live in my studio in Kentucky, and we're going to talk about a palette today. I bought this palette for a totally different reason. I want to make something out of it, and I wasn't expecting it to be clear. If I used it as a palette, clear would not be good. And for what I wanted to use it as, it wouldn't be good. So we're going to fix it to use as a palette, and we're going to fix it to where it's usable. Now, a palette like this has a thumb hole. I'm left-handed, so my thumb goes, it's on my right hand. This curved part goes towards your body, so you have all of this room out here for paints and for mixing space. I have gray paint on the back of the palette. And so now I can put my paints on top of here, and gray is a neutral color and you can actually see what you have better. So this was, I think, was under $5. And so now it is much more usable for me to see what color I have. I'm probably going to give it another coat because there are some places, I don't know if you can really tell it or not, I don't think so, that it's not very even. And I want it to be even so I'm not thrown off by what I see through it. And so I'm going to be using this palette in the future. I normally use either a Stay Wet palette, which is a box that has a lid and fits tightly, and it has a sponge and keeps things wet for a very long time, or I use disposable palette paper, which is what I have going on right here. That's gray as well. It really helps you to see the colors really, really well. If it's on white, very confusing to the brain. The neutral gray will really give you the feel of what it is you're looking at. And so this was just acrylic paint that I put on back here. And I am going to give it another coat to really make it as usable as possible. But I'm going to be using this in the future, and I'll be referencing it. I purchased it at Dick Blick online art supply house. I thought that I'd give this a try and see if I liked it. I should be able to scrape off the paint and use this multiple times for a long time. So it may be less expensive than even the paper, the disposable paper, or the wet box. To start it, it's like $20 or $25 for the box and the sponge, and then you change the paper inside of it a lot. And so I'm thinking that this may be less expensive than any of the other palettes I have used. Now, other palettes that people use and that I have used freezer paper, which is white. So I have used that before. In fact, I use it in my Stay Wet box. People also use glass where they can scrape everything off. Well, I have used paper plates before, depending on what kind of a project I mean. Like if I'm just using a couple of colors, I might just pull out a paper or a foam plate and use that. Okay, I got both coats of paint on this palette. You remember it was clear, it's very shiny on this side, but this side is very dull. And I'm afraid that maybe over time, I will be scratching this paint off. So what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to take some Liquitex Basic Acrylic, and this is a gloss varnish, and I'm going to varnish this side of it to protect that paint. So I'm just squirting some out here. I have a brush that I use for varnish on all my paintings. It's an inexpensive number 10 Artis flat. And that's all I use this brush for is varnish. So I've squirted some out. I'm just gonna brush it on. I want it all over that palette, and then it will dry. And in half an hour or so, I'll put the second coat on, and then we'll see what we have. Usually on a painting, I put 3 coats of varnish on it. And I go in different directions each time, so I know that I've gotten it all. So this is just going left to right. Now then, there's a little bit over here that I don't have much on. So I'm just gonna, I squirt it out a little more, and I'm gonna put it, make sure I get that edge completely covered. There we go. If you hold it on an angle, you can see where it's shiny and where it's not. So if you hold it like this, you can't see as well, but if you hold it like this and look all across it, you'll see if you missed a spot, which is why I always go in different directions each time, so I know I've got good coverage. So it's shinier now than it was because this is a gloss medium. Varnish can really ruin your brush, so I will go into the kitchen now and use Murphy's oil soap to get that varnish out and then dry it. It'll be ready to go in an hour or so when I'm ready to put the second coat on. So we're gonna see how that all turns out, and I hope you're gonna try this. Give it a shot if you have never used a handheld palette before. This is going to be fun for me because I've never done it either. So let's paint together soon. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And if you want more information on learning how to paint as a beginner, watch the next playlist I have coming up right now.